Well, my name is Greg Pare. I am the lead campus recruiter with Target Stores. I handle all of most of New England, upstate New York, Pittsburgh, and West Virginia in terms of campus recruiting. We go to several dozen campuses to recruit. Basically, two things: assistant store managers and store interns for the summer. So we're a very big company with over, I think, 366,000 workers from all the way from Minnesota, which is our headquarters. So we have headquarters jobs there. Everything is centralized up there. I recruit, like I said, for store executive interns and store executive team leaders, which is an assistant manager. But there are several jobs. There's also distribution center. There's, like I said, headquarters. So there's different things that people can get into.
So as far as those you're looking to recruit from campuses, what are you looking for in recruits? So as far as education and career field skills, but also soft skills.
Typically, when I go, I don't go to junior colleges to recruit for our executive intern or our store executive team leaders. What we're looking for is typically our juniors to do our internship. So they finish their junior year, they do our internship for 10 weeks during the summer. If they did well, we make them an offer to be an executive team leader. They go into their senior year knowing they have a full-time salaried position coming out. And then for the executive team leader, someone who didn't do the internship, I'm looking for someone to come out directly and be an executive team leader.
So what kinds of skills are you looking for? In addition to education, what kind of general soft skills?
So number one thing we look for is leadership. Someone who likes being a leader, because we're going to hand you keys to a 30, 40, $50 million business. And if you don't like leading people, this is probably not something you would like to do. The other thing I would say is you have to have great communication skills. You're going to be talking to people, from a 16-year-old team member to a 16-year-old guest to a 70-year-old team member to a 7-year-old guest. So you have to have great communication skills. And then the other thing I would say is you have to be a team player. You have to, even though you have one work center that you're typically responsible for, you can't walk by a guest or a team member who's struggling and just say, well, that's not my area. You've got to be that team player. And then the other thing we look for, especially at Target, is being adaptable, because things change on a constant basis. You're going to walk in and you're going to think, you have a plan that you have to do, and then something happens, and it's most likely with a guest that your day gets all messed up because you have to deal with that guest or that issue or that problem. So you have to be adaptable. So I said leadership, communication, teamwork, and being adaptable. Those are the four key things for me that I look for when I go to campuses.
As far as you can tell, given the odd pandemic times we're in, what's the job outlook for various kinds of entry-level employees over the next year?
Well, if you're one that looks at the stock market, you would see that Target is doing phenomenal. We had our best second quarter, I believe, in the company's history back in August for the whole summer, And so, we are a company that's considered an essential workforce. So therefore, we stayed open and we got busier because we had companies, that closed because they weren't essential. Stores that sell clothing, wasn't an essential business. We sell food. So we stayed open. So we did really well. We're actually opening stores. So the opportunity or the outlook for, an entry-level person is very well, is really, really well. I would say there's great opportunities to join Target. And right now, if you're looking for just a seasonal work position, just something part-time during the school year, all Target stores are hiring right now.
So could you talk a little bit about your own path to where you are now? How did you get there? Where else did you go? And did you do any internships or anything like that?
Yeah, so I started off at CCRI. I was coming out of high school, really didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to do business. Actually thought I might want to do accounting. I actually took an accounting class, and after one, I was like, okay, that's not for me. I'm more of a people person. Got my liberal arts degree from CCRI, and then went to Roger Williams for a year. Actually, played basketball there. But after a year, what I was going to owe, I just didn't feel like that was the school for me. So switched up to Rhode Island College, was working probably full-time and going to college. Got my degree from Rhode Island College with a management degree with human resource concentration. And then got a first job coming out of college as a personnel coordinator, basically kind of somewhat like a recruiter. And I handled numerous stores up in the Brockton, Massachusetts area for a company called Bradley's, which is another retailer. Stayed there for 10 years, I think, or more than that, 12 years. doing several positions, a technical trainer, operations manager, and then Target came into the area back in July of 1999. Actually, they came back December of 1998. And that's when a friend of mine said, he got hired by Target. He put me in touch with the recruiter, got hired as an executive team leader of guest service, which is handling the front part of the store. Did that for 3 years, opened up the North Attleboro store. But again, my passion was human resources. I sit down and talk to my store director about what my goals were. And then he worked with the district leader. And then when they opened up the Smithfield Allen store, I got to open up the store as an HR leader. Stayed there for a couple of years, then opened up another store in Plainville, Mass as an HR, went to Lincoln Allen, opened up that store as an HR, and then got a promotion to group training leader, where I ran the leadership training program for Target for 7 years for all of New England and upstate New York. And while I was doing that, I was also what we call a campus captain. So I would be responsible for one school, and that school was Bryant University. And Bryant, I really got it to produce a lot of talent. And so 7 years ago, 2013, the training position kind of got, I don't want to say eliminated, but they refocused it. And so I moved over to campus recruiting and been doing it ever since 2013. But I've really been doing campus recruiting since when I took on the group training leader role as that captain. So since 2006. So that's where my career path is today.
Just one last question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for current CCRI students looking to join your field or even Target?
Yeah, the easiest thing, if you're looking to join Target, go to target.com/careers. All the jobs are listed there, including my internship and executive team leader position. Again, for internship, we're looking for only juniors. So there's got to be a junior in college graduating with a bachelor's degree a year later. But there's other positions that they could apply for now. Seasonal team members, they could apply for a team leader, and a team leader is a leadership role. It's just paid hourly, not salary, and it can develop into the executive team leader role. So I would go to target.com/careers and just start searching what's in your area for positions.